We have tons of effects.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're recording this.
Oh yeah, this is perfect.
Where are we at? What does this one
Sound
sound like?
Oh, there we are. Hello.
Doctor! Excellent.
Is this a Cyberman voice?
Yeah,
that's
this
just
is
exactly what that sounds like. Oh, I sound like a chipmunk.
Lovely.
I sound like a robotic chipmunk. Can we do like the THX thing?
I don't know if we... What was that one? Oh, that is weird.
Oh,
Weird.
there's a
No,
delay.
I don't like that. Oh, it's an echo as well.
Oh.
Liminal space. Text and space.
Oh, hold on. Can we get like a sort of echoey one again for a second?
Luke,
You will go to the Dagobah system. There you will learn Yoda.
what's this one? Oh, wait. Whoa.
Oh, this doesn't
I
sound
don't-
right.
I don't like that.
This is.
No.
No.
What's that? Oh, I sound like I'm gonna piss on the moose. I've got an announcement to make.
The newscast for 1959. Atomic bombs are still bad.
Shocker.
Gee willikers.
Oh,
Oh God.
what the hell?
Your boy. Sup, it's your boy, Satan. I am a monument to all your sins. I can take it or leave it.
Hello, internet passers-by. Welcome back to Nap. I'm your host. Am I your host?
I don't
You are
know
the
who
host now.
fuck is the host.
Do we?
Is there a host?
Is there a host? I think we just kind of have
We're all just
conversations.
sort of a collective on this show.
Yeah,
If there's a host, I don't want to be it.
no, we're kind of like
I
a,
gave up the role of host.
we're kind of a host mind,
The Nap Mind.
the Nap mind. I'm Revelatories. I'm joined by Sean and Melina as usual. Say hi, guys.
No.
Sup, I
This
guess.
is chaotic. Yeah.
With an opening like that, we can't just say hi.
So yeah, we're gonna be doing conspiracy theories today. That's the main topic.
And it's going to be fun, just to let
Yeah,
that out there.
I-
None of the super insane. We do not believe any of these, as far as I know.
No, I think this is going to be chaotic. We're probably going to be taking the piss out of whatever
Yes.
we're talking about.
We're not nuts, we swear.
Yeah, so we have a bit of an odd setup today where there's a keyboard and mouse in front of me. So if you're clicking and typing, that's because we're using that to reference our research and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's kind of necessary.
Research
Yeah.
is like way too
Oh, yeah.
kind of term for what
Yeah.
we did.
Like, I think we should just mention we're gonna get a lot of shit wrong.
Yeah.
Oh,
Even
absolutely.
within conspiracies.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Call
Mine-
us the fuck out.
Mine
Yeah.
may have lore that I'm probably not getting right.
Yeah. So that door's closed. That's fine. Who wants to go first?
I want to go
Me.
last.
You want to go last?
I want to go
don't
last.
want to go first, so
Of course, it's always me.
See, you are the host.
Yeah. Okay. So, you guys have heard of CERN, right?
I think
The
so.
term, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what they do?
No, not really.
So, CERN is a scientific research facility. It's like the European Council for Nuclear Research. The CERN title comes from the French version. I'm not even going to attempt saying. Basically, its main focus is particle accelerators and providing experiments surrounding that. So they are responsible for most of the research around the Higgs boson particle, which they announced in 2012 as having like kind of completed the discovery of that.
Yeah.
And that's where the main
That's all very interesting stuff that we're now going to shit on.
yes.
Yeah, fuck that.
And so that's the main backstory for my conspiracy theory because CERN has a lot of conspiracy theories around it because people are fucking insane.
Paranoid.
So the more recent one is that basically CERN works in cycles where the particle accelerators eventually gets shut down and then revamped, worked on maintenance and all that sort of thing. And so they were upgraded for the past 3 years or so and relaunched on July 5th this year or something, and everyone thought they were going to open a portal to hell.
I feel like they'd announce it.
Yeah.
I remember reading about this actually like a couple
Yeah.
months ago.
If you go to r/conspiracy and just type in CERN in the search bar, that's literally the first one you get.
Lovely.
Don't, by the way, because that subreddit is a fucking hellhole.
It's funny to read.
Yeah,
But don't
like,
take it.
Don't no.
I can't like touch that place with a 10-foot pole just for mental health reasons.
I only went in it to research the CERN conspiracy theories, so I don't really venture in there too often.
Don't.
No, I'm glad I don't. So yeah, the whole thing was because the particle accelerators are working at a much higher energy level than they were before. Everyone was like, they're gonna open a portal of hell, because that's the natural conclusion, I guess.
course.
I saw a lot of Doom memes about this.
Yeah, when I did read that, I was like, this is literally the plot of Doom 3.
Yeah, or Doom like 2016 even.
Or Doom 2016, yeah. But the main one I'm going to be talking about is when they announced feels like the weird word. The whole 2012 thing around the Higgs boson particle, because people believe that the world ended.
Ended, not will. It has ended, and we are
Past tense.
currently.
Yeah, essentially, if I'm to sum it up, people believe, or one facet of this is that
Yeah.
some people believe that CERN created a black hole, and we've all been sucked into it, but because of how time works when they're sucked into black holes,
Yeah,
We're-
we don't know.
we don't know yet.
Yeah.
And that's why the world has been slowly going to shit.
Oh, sure, that's why.
And, you
Oh,
know,
yeah, absolutely.
it's not like history just has phases like this anyway.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I found this Twitter thread. I don't think I want to say the Twitter handle. It's massively seen anyway.
Yeah.
This is Nick Hinton, and
What
I
up,
want to
Nick?
stress, he is serious.
Oh
About
no.
this?
Yes.
Oh god.
So-
Oh Jesus.
I'm
No.
gonna go through and I'm gonna read it, and we're gonna
Are we going to be linking this in the episode description?
fuck no.
Okay, cool.
We're just gonna take the piss out of this.
Thank God.
So I'll his bio. Dimension jumping artist, author, and philosopher.
Yeah, if you're jumping dimensions, I feel like you have to be a philosopher.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And then his most recent tweet is a screenshot of an article saying new phase of matter opens portal to extra time dimension.
Lovely.
Sure.
Which probably doesn't mean what he thinks it
No.
No.
So, you know, there's a theme to his,
Yeah.
and there's more about particle accelerators.
means.
So, yeah, in 2019, he made this thread saying a conspiracy thread, did the world end in 2012? And it's as insane as you think it is.
I'm so excited.
So it starts off like thus. I wanted to talk about this subject for a while now. The other day I had a random urge to look into it again and read some old stuff. You know, just for fun. Ever since then, I'd noticed other people talking about it again. But the strange part is, I can't find anything online about it anymore. Like I said, you can find people talking about it casually or joking about it, but I cannot find any of the in-depth material I had read before. Because you didn't.
Because you made it fucking up.
Yeah. This has actually been frustrating for me because I have nothing to refresh my memory while writing this. I found a few things here and there that are helping me piece together the puzzle together, but I know there used to be so much more out there. I can't even remember the first time I've read this theory. Sure.
Yeah, because that's just not a common thing at all.
Yeah,
Forgetting things.
yeah, but it's become somewhat of a meme. For good reason.
Yeah, it's funny.
I did find a video by Max Laughlin, that child genius from YouTube, touch on this theory, but I don't think he's the first to talk about... What?
I don't know.
Okay, hold on. I want to say that child genius from YouTube. Child genius is in air quotes. Do
Is
you
in
have the
air quotes.
slightest idea? What?
I never said anything.
Oh, I thought you said something. That does not narrow it down at all.
No. I have no idea who this
No,
Max
I've
Laughlin
never-
person is.
Never seen
Yeah.
it before.
I think originally it was some girl.
Some girl.
Just some girl.
Just some girl.
not a girl.
No,
Just
just some
some
girl.
girl.
So did the world actually end in 2012? Well, it was the year scientists at CERN finally found the Higgs boson. Okay, correction, they didn't finally find it. They found enough research to confirm its existence. It's been researched since the 50s.
Yeah.
the particle Stephen Hawking predicted could destroy the universe, or in his own words, cause the universe to undergo a catastrophic vacuum T. Yes, Stephen Hawking did say this, but it's not something that's likely to happen until 10 to the power of 100 years from now.
So that's like a trillion.
Yes, like it's a number that you can't
Fathom.
Yeah.
No.
We've got time, basically.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah. So, yes, he said this, but he didn't mean now.
Yeah.
Well, what would happen if we destroyed the universe? Would we know? Probably not. No, we'd probably just stop existing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'd be dead.
Yeah.
Maybe we'd know for a second, and then it's done.
Yeah.
At best.
Yeah.
Maybe CERN accidentally created a black hole that sucked us in without us even noticing.
Just
We've just been
imagine
living in it.
Writing. So maybe we just got sucked into a black hole. What do you think, Twitter?
He went from explaining this, as we said, sort of wrong, but
Yeah.
there was some basis of reality in there, and then he just throws right the fuck out of nowhere. What if we're all fucking dead?
The thing is, this was a common thing back in 2012 when they were about to, when they were talking about the Higgs boson and when they were talking about CERN's research, is that people were concerned that the particle accelerators could create a black hole.
Yeah, I do remember people talking
Yeah,
about
thing is-
something like that.
They can't. It takes so much, exponentially more energy than that they can produce
try,
to
yeah.
create a black hole. And if they do create black holes, they're like a half-second
Yeah,
existence
the
and
tiny
gone.
little things that last for a very short time.
Yeah, and even then, if they did create one that had a stability to it, it wouldn't have any effect.
Yeah.
It would be so small, you'd never notice it, because a black hole's gravitational force, to try and paraphrase this from a video I watched as best as possible, is all about its density. There's no way that we could make a black hole dense enough to create a gravitational force to destroy our world.
Yeah.
It's just not possible.
The universe doesn't work like that.
No. So some physicists actually believe this is possible, and
No
there's
named physicists.
No named
just
physicists.
Some physicists.
and it's just a very cropped screenshot of a National Geographic, which could easily be photoshopped.
Yeah.
yeah.
That says, "Are we living in a black hole? Some astrophysicists think our universe owes its origin to a monster black hole, which doesn't even feed into anything he's saying. Now that I read this,
No.
yes, that's a common.
No, but he says
idea.
we live in it, and this says we owe our origin as a universe to the black hole.
Yes, so there's some theories that if black holes exist, then there must be an antithesis. So black holes suck light and
I've heard
everything
about this,
in.
yeah.
Then there must be something that
Where it goes.
expels
Yeah.
energy as
So,
well.
an opposite sort of white hole that expels this
Yeah.
stuff into
Yeah.
an anti-universe sort of.
Imagine
Uh-huh.
Sakaar.
Yeah.
So the I think the main thrust of the theory here is that the universe works in cycles of expansion and contraction, and so we are not possibly a result of the first Big Bang, but of many. There's been many before it. Wildly unconfirmed, because it's not something we can easily research as
Yeah.
far as I'm aware. We still haven't figured out the basis of our own universe.
We can't exactly test it.
No, we haven't figured out dark matter yet, so we can't figure out this. So it's wildly, I guess, creative theories
Yeah.
about the universe.
Yeah, yeah.
I think creative is a good way to say
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
and just
it. It just adds random
a
pictures
JPEG.
for the vibes,
Yeah. just an astronaut
in front of it.
in front of a black hole.
Yeah, from generic sci-fi show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
probably
CW.
not even a sci-fi show. I think it's just
an edit.
photoshopped. Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it could be in a sci-fi show as well.
Yeah.
I don't think it actually is.
So then it continues on. There's the old cliche argument that nothing has felt right since 2012.
That's
I
subjective.
agree with this. What the fuck does that mean?
It's one of those feelings. I think he's probably in our age range. It's a time where we were growing up.
No, the thing is, I get it. Things have felt like they've been on a downward spiral since 2012. But, just saying that nothing has felt right and that you agree with it doesn't amount to something being wrong with the universe.
Yeah, just
No.
because it doesn't feel right.
Guys,
They can,
the vibes are off.
the universe isn't suddenly decaying or anything. because
Yeah.
It just means that we're fucking up.
Yeah.
It gets better. Maybe it has something to do with growing up. Yeah,
There you go.
probably. And getting older. But ever since then, it seems like world has descended more and more into chaos each day. Time even feels faster. Yeah, that is a symptom of growing up.
Yeah,
Time
that's a
just
whole thing.
gets so much faster.
There's like an actual like basis for that, because like as we get older, I'm trying to like word this right, like what defines as like half of our life gets like bigger and bigger, so
Yeah.
it feels like it gets faster and faster.
Yeah.
There's a way better way to explain
Yeah,
that, but
no.
I think you get the basis.
There's some sort of calamity happening almost daily. Mass shootings only staying in the headlines for like 12 hours now.
Well,
No.
do we know why? Because there's so fucking many, we've become desensitized to this
But
shit.
it's not just that. Like, that is such an unfounded statement because just think about Uvalde not long ago. That was in the headline for like a month.
And it's so every now and then it comes back.
Yeah,
with,
because
like,
the
oh,
investigations and stuff
yeah.
like that are
Yeah,
still
yeah.
going on. So they don't just disappear. Did we all die and go to hell? Fuck off. No, we didn't. We didn't. We
I feel like
categorically
hell would be
did not.
worse than that.
Yeah.
Not, generally as they describe hell.
Yeah, I love how he throws that out there and he's like, I don't believe that. But some
some
people do.
And maybe they're right.
We don't know.
This
It's
part
just worth thinking about.
I can't pick apart because I haven't seen The Good Place because he says maybe we're in a similar situation to the characters in The Good Place. Have either of you seen?
No.
I know bits about The Good Place, but I've not actually watched it. Like, I know the twist that happens, because there's a twist.
I think I might know what
Yeah.
that twist is.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't want to know the twist
Uh-huh.
because they played it on an ad,
okay.
so I had no choice but to
Yeah.
learn the twist.
Right, okay. Well, we'll brush past that.
Yeah, because I don't know if anyone listening.
We don't know
hasn't seen
enough about
Yeah.
the Good Place.
Yeah,
to
and that
confirm
too.
or deny.
Like I've said before, I think we live in a series of simulation. Oh, fucking forgot he brought up that.
Oh god.
Perhaps the universe was destroyed by CERN. Our collective consciousness was moved into a parallel universe next door. It would be almost identical. Okay, so this is touching on simulation theory.
Yeah. Which
Um,
is, first of all, more plausible sounding than whatever the fuck he's going
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
about.
But the way he mentions, like, if we destroyed it, we'd just be moved across. That's not how simulation theory would
No.
work.
no.
Like, you wouldn't be able to do that.
You can't just
Multiversal
move.
theory, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
But simulations would imply we don't know about the other, so how
Uh-huh.
would we be moved to the other?
Because that
Who's
does.
controlling our
Yeah,
simulation?
Yeah.
Because this one does conflate multiverse and simulation theory as, like, one
Yeah.
one thing that could exist together.
Yeah.
But if we were in a simulation, we couldn't have a
Move.
multiverse. We wouldn't be able to move between them.
Unless you count as like other simulations in the real world as like a multiverse, but I don't think you really do.
No,
because
you
that's
don't.
something else entirely.
No, yeah, that is.
And another thing, I don't think if we are, I'm not saying I believe we are because, but if we're in a simulation, I doubt we're like character files that
No.
can just be moved
No.
across like without
The-
us noticing.
It's the feeling of you know yourself so well that everyone feels less significant.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have the realization everyone is as sentient as I am.
Yeah.
Everyone feels like I do.
Mm-hmm.
No way for a simulation it'd be that detailed. They're just kind of gonna throw characters in there like, here, be born. I'll see what the fuck you turn out to be.
Yeah, and like just even the amount of data,
Oh god.
like that is an unfathomable amount of data that would need to be transferred into an already running simulation.
Yeah.
No, I'm moving on.
No. Done.
In fact, there are people out there who
Oh,
are.
here we
Oh
go.
God. In fact, there are people out there who are reporting small differences in this reality and the one they remember before 2012. It's called memory. It has weird things like that.
Yeah.
This is a phenomenon often referred to as the Mandela effect. Below is one of the most famous, which is the Bernstein bears, which everyone.
They
I-
just pronounced it as Berenstein. I think it was
Yeah.
just a common misread thing that
Yeah.
people just
Yeah,
said Berenstein because it sounds better than
Uh-huh.
Berenstain.
Bernstein. Such a hard word to say.
Yeah.
I
And
want to bring attention to the fact, the way that he used the picture here to like show this is like the Berenstain logo and then a Simpsons
yes.
Yeah.
thing, which I've watched a lot of the Simpsons. I'm a Simpsons fan, you could call me. That they are not eligible at all for proof.
No.
Anything.
A lot of conspiracy theories turn to The Simpsons for proof of stuff. And, like, this is just This is a result of copyright adjacence.
Yeah, that's
Right
the,
here.
It's the joke. It's
Uh-huh.
like slightly off.
Yeah. Oh, there's more.
Oh, God.
Some people remember Febreze instead of Febreze spelled with 2 E's instead of 1. Some people remember Skechers spelled with a T instead of
No.
Skechers spelled without one. Looney Tunes instead of Looney Tunes, which is just no. JC Penney without the E at the end instead of JC Penney with the E at the end. The list goes on.
It just these are things that
These are easy ones to
Easy-
mistake.
Yeah.
because breeze you spell double
Uh-huh.
E. Of course, people are gonna make that mistake
Yep.
because they're gonna think, well, it's looking at grammar,
Uh-huh.
this and this. It's just us humans that are stupid, and we want to see patterns where there
Yeah.
are none.
It's like
And-
Skechers, like it sounds like the act to sketch. Looney Tunes, that's people who are fucking idiots.
It's also specifically Americans with that one because we've always called it Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Because tunes is pronounced differently
Yeah.
over here. And for something like JC Penney, I can imagine that as like it's obviously it sounds like penny, which is spelled with Penny.
Yep.
And if you're not really thinking about it, because who the fuck thinks about
The spelling of JC Penney.
Yeah.
for like more than 5 seconds, of course you're gonna naturally think, oh, it's spelt like the actual kind of coin, a
Yeah.
penny.
Yeah, because this is a last name and not a first name.
Yeah.
The nickname comes from Nelson oh fuck, he is actually dragging Nelson Mandela into this.
Of course he is.
Whom many people believe to have died in prison in the 80s. However, to many people's surprise, his funeral was national news in 2013 and he lived a long...
He had lived a long and happy life.
Jeez, look how happy he is in this picture.
What a way to describe Nelson Mandela's life.
Yeah.
I guess there were happy parts.
Yeah.
There
It just
were a lot-
kind of...
there were a lot not happy
It brushes
parts, though.
over a lot.
I mean, fulfilling life.
Yeah.
It's amazing how we can go from like 2 sentences, many people believe he died in prison, to he lived a long and happy life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If people think that as like a common thing, he did not have a happy life.
No. Mandela effects get much creepier though. Oh, this is one of my favorite parts. Some people remember the Statue of Liberty being in a totally different location. That location being Ellis Island. It's actually Liberty. It's always been Liberty
Yeah.
Island because
Yeah.
it's Liberty
Lady of
Island.
Liberty.
Exactly.
Ellis Island's where the people arrived.
Yeah.
I don't know if Liberty Island was a thing back then, but I don't think
so
it was.
It's built on a national fort, which is where the star pattern
yeah,
comes
yeah.
from. And the idea is that people arrive at Ellis Island, and Liberty Island is the first thing they see when they come in. So that's where they put the
Yeah.
Statue of Liberty.
I've never heard about this, and that's the first thing I thought of when like I'm just reading this right now. Like, of course,
Yeah.
that's a common thing you can mistake, but that doesn't make it true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This gets wilder.
Just because a lot of people think it doesn't mean it's true.
And he's like, here's a painting clearly depicting the statue at Ellis Island with no other islands nearby. Was the artist just not paying attention? Did he just like it better this way? Lol, I really don't think so.
Perspective can sometimes hide things behind other things.
Yeah, because he's talking about this like with no other islands around, but you can't actually see Liberty Island
'Cause
itself.
It's not a
No.
very high island. It's very low.
Yeah,
And so you see Ellis Island on the foreground with trees, and then behind it
Is
would be
Liberty Island.
Yeah.
But he's like, well, you can't see the island. No, because it's from the fucking ground. You know?
oh man.
Perspective.
Now, if that's not strange enough, if you go on Google Maps, Street View, no, this is just categorically doesn't. There's a few specific areas of Liberty Island where the Statue of Liberty is just gone. Residue from no.
No,
These are photoshops.
Yeah. I
you
was
can
about to
fucking
say.
see the bottom of it almost.
Like, you can see that even the sky is kind of
it's all
blurry and
meshy. It's
wonky.
all soft.
This is the type of people that will find, like, a picture
You
of
can
a shark,
see the wipe.
enlarge it, and say, look, guys, it's a megalodon. You
can
see the wipe.
This is
Yeah.
the easiest Photoshop because the sky is so overcast and the same pattern.
Yeah, no
it's so
clouds.
easy to remove the Statue of Liberty from that.
And also, you've got people looking up.
Yeah, where are they looking at? Oh, it's gone. Oh.
The account uploading these strange
So
images
these
goes
aren't actually from Google Images
No.
or Maps. They're from an account.
goes by the username of August Bartholdi? Bartholdi?
Bartholdi.
That's the designer of Lady Liberty
Who is still
herself.
alive to
Who's
this
still
day.
alive and posting her original vision.
The account also sports his picture. Yeah, because they have a theme going.
Yeah,
It's Captain Sports, the picture from the 1800s. He's also Google approved.
which is hilarious.
I assume if you upload enough images, you
get
just
approved.
yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, right before the United States entry into this is such a
Oh,
swing.
we're taking a
How
turn.
are we getting here?
Entry into World War One, the Germans committed the first act of terrorism on U.S. soil. It was considered one of the largest artificial non-nuclear explosions to have ever occurred. I'm wondering why didn't I hear about this in school?
What's this implying?
What? Big new munitions explosion at Black Tom, 50 believed dead, 21 and what?
What does this have to do with anything?
So anyway, this explosion is the reason the Statue of Liberty's torch is close to the public. Hold on,
Oh.
I gotta fact check that. Statue of Liberty torch closed. The torch has been closed since the Black Tom explosion of July 30, 1916,
Yeah.
which was one of the largest acts of sabotage. Many people think they-
Yeah, because you go into the crown.
Yeah, I was
you
gonna
go
say
to-
you go in
Which-
the crown.
Yeah, if you're inside, I haven't been inside, but like if you look at the bars and the structure, I can imagine thinking you're in the torch.
Yeah.
But I feel like the staircase to the torch would be very narrow to the point
yeah.
that
Uh-huh.
you'd know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you'd need to go through like the arm to
Yeah.
get to the.
I don't think they'll have a comfortable staircase to the arm. 'Cause
No.
It's skinny arm.
Yeah.
So it's just dumb Americans.
Yeah. It's been closed for over 100 years. There's only one problem though. People remember. Look, it's people getting confused as to
No
where they've been.
offense to Jim
Exactly.
Branch and Emily
Sharon Toji.
from Irvine, California.
Oh, and there's so many like Twitter.
Yeah, but look, are we gonna trust
No.
Twitter?
Let's just-
And then there's these pictures I found taken from the torch. That's the crown.
That's the crown, yeah.
the crown.
It's all.
Yeah.
These are also horrific. Who took these and what did they take them
This
on?
feels like one of those AI generated photos.
Yeah.
Select the bus.
Were they No, they weren't time
They were-
travelers.
No.
Where the
no,
fuck
no,
did
no.
time travel come from?
Like it could be like staff might still be allowed to go to
Yeah.
the torch and take pictures for the public.
But
Yeah.
those
But
aren't.
he's like time traveler.
But those are clearly not.
No, they're not.
Like
even
they're
that.
also
Yeah.
not taken by staff because that's not professional photography in
No.
any sense.
Absolutely not.
There's also this weirdo Twitter account, Statue Ellis Foundation, which makes no mention of Liberty Island at all and sports a creepy banner photo of people walking upstairs that lead to nothing.
That's the museum that's there.
I was gonna say that's the museum. That's just
Yeah.
how that's
like
designed.
across from it is Lady Liberty, and they're walking up to the fucking
Viewing platform.
There's a viewing platform
Yeah.
that they're walking to, which is next to the stairs.
It's not even the.
This is so fucking bothersome.
It's not even the actual header image. I mean, this thread is from
probably
3 years
changed it.
3 years
Yeah.
ago. Yeah.
yeah, but still.
But still. And last but not least, there's this video which we're not going to watch. It's a collection of Facebook photos where people have tagged their location at Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island. However, the people are posing in front of and staring at nothing.
I have a
Okay.
feeling it's
Stupid.
more edits.
Stupid people.
Yeah.
Because you can actually make your own locations on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, I was about to say I've tagged my location from
Yeah.
far from where I am.
Mhm.
You
Just,
can even do it on YouTube at this point. And
Yeah.
Used it as like a joke.
But it's always been a thing on like Instagram and Facebook that you can make your own locations and name it
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
you
that's
can
just a symptom
say
of
Statue
idiots.
of Liberty, because some
Oh,
people
I-
would not know the difference between
Yeah.
because there's people who say, oh, they're both Liberty Island,
Mhm.
which I'm not sure, whatever.
Yeah. Well, oh, fuck.
God.
No!
Oh, here we
We're
go.
scrolling down, and suddenly this giant
4chan.
4chan logo just pops up.
Well, anyways, a while back there was a viral thread on 4chan, everything on 4chan,
Of course.
posted by someone who claimed to be one of the 23 scientists at CERN responsible for creating the Mandela effect.
Creating the
I have
Mandela
created
effect.
everyone's confusion.
I am the man that made this universe.
They claimed the planet was destroyed and were placed in a simulated
We've gone over this.
Yep. We're just gonna.
Yep, nope.
You can claim to be anyone on
Yeah.
4chan.
Mm-hmm.
So, isn't that where. No, 4chan came after John
4chan's
Teeter, didn't he?
What?
Didn't it?
I
4chan
don't know.
and John Teeter.
I don't know.
Okay. John Teeter's like the the person who posted on like an online forum claiming to be a time traveler and stuff like that.
yeah. I think he might have been before because he was like very early 2000s.
Yeah,
like
that's-
maybe even the 90s.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
The whole thing about 4chan, by the way, is that it's anonymous,
Mhm.
like to the max. Like
Yeah.
you don't even have usernames
No.
or even
No.
like profiles. Everyone's just anon.
Yeah. Plus, you
Yeah.
also can't.
The country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most threads you don't even see like the post time and date
No.
either.
So it's like it's the most unverifiable
Yeah.
site imaginable.
Yep. However, the thing I thought was most interesting was that whoever this person was described reality as being like a set of Russian. Look, you got to pick one
No.
analogy and stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
Russian dolls, where they are worlds nested within one another, or like we've talked about, simulations within simulations. Again,
So what he says
simulation
happens.
theory
Yeah, it's
and
like
multiverse theory can't like coexist.
No.
No.
They can't be two of the same thing because there's no way that we'd be able to travel between.
Simulations of
Yeah.
multiverses. That's too much.
Yeah.
I just love that he's like, yeah, we're like a Russian doll, so let's break the first one and we go to the second one. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
It's like you just crack the outer layer of the earth and it's a full new one.
Like peeling back an onion.
Yeah.
Like double sunglasses.
Uh,
2 health bars.
who is this fucker?
Who's this?
The idea of simulations within simulations are a multiverse.
Oh,
Again, not the same thing.
it's not how that works.
It's not
No.
something new. It has been part of Eastern philosophy. No, don't bring Eastern philosophy into this.
Don't bring the Navajo into this.
Because I guarantee whatever the fuck they were saying makes 10 times more sense than this. Since the 3rd century. I'm pretty sure it's before that as well.
Yeah.
A quote by Alan Watts. No, what has he got to do?
Can we tell us the audience who the fuck Alan Watts is? Like, here's a quote from Alan Watts. I'm like, okay,
Who?
could you specify? Is he the philosopher you
I
talk about?
love how we've gone from Eastern philosophy to Alan Watts,
Alan Watts.
who is the whitest dude.
I was looking at him like, Eastern?
I'm expecting a caption underneath that says "local guy at my pub."
Yeah.
This is Billy John, by the
What's
way.
my source? I made it the fuck up.
Nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back up the source? My source is that I made it the fuck up.
So here's this guy's quote. Imagine a multi-dimensional spider's web in the early morning covered with dewdrops, and every dewdrop contains a reflection of all the other dewdrops, and in each reflected dewdrop, the reflections of all the other dewdrops in that reflection, and so ad infinitum.
This is madness.
That is the Buddhist conception of the universe in an image. I don't think that's...
No, I don't
I-
think it
like,
is.
I haven't studied it enough to know. But I want to say my feeling says no.
Yeah, I think
If
this...
we're wrong, but
Yeah, this quote might be real.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's this also reminds me of Turtles All the Way Down. How does this remind you of Turtles All the Way Down, which is a very different... So, yeah, the story that the world sits in the back of a turtle who stands on a larger turtle who stands on an even larger turtle, and it's Turtles All the Way Down. That can't be the same as dewdrops reflected within dewdrops reflected within
No.
dewdrops.
That doesn't sound right.
No.
He's just like pulling any theory that people have believed to get them to believe whatever the fuck this guy's
yeah.
saying.
Yep.
Throwing up shit and the stuff that I say will sound more believable.
He's bringing in the Mayans.
Oh no, not the fucking.
Should bring the Mayans into this.
I was about to say, 2012, the Mayans said it was gonna end, so maybe they were right.
Surprised they didn't confuse it with the Inca.
Yeah. But anyways, besides the Mayans... What do you mean besides the Mayans? You haven't mentioned them yet!
There are no Mayans here.
There were some other people who predicted 2012 would be the end. One of these peoples was Terence McKenna. Who?
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Well, he didn't believe 2012 would be the end. You've
Well,
just
like,
said.
you just said he did.
But he predicted there would be some reality rearranging event.
Well, that's vague as
That's
shit.
vague,
Yeah, it's like everything will change. Like how? Like, oh,
It
no more
will.
Coca-Cola. I mean, that changed things a lot, but I don't.
I make a prediction in this moment. A thing will happen in the
My
future
God, he's a genius.
that will cause things to be different.
This is the part that makes the least amount of sense, by the way.
Oh, there's a graph.
He made this
Look at
prediction
this
using
graph.
his time wave zero formula.
What the fuck does that mean?
What one have we got on? Oh,
This
shit.
is
Hold on,
great.
hold on.
Oh,
Excuse Michael as he becomes a demon.
Yeah. This is totally like very well prepared.
Yeah. We
Time. Oh, whoa! I moved the
Wrong
pan.
dial.
Time wave zero formula.
Fuck yeah.
Which supposedly, he says supposedly, mathematically decodes the King Wen sequence of the I Ching into something that. What does any of that mean?
Okay, so like
Those are words.
a big part of explaining your point is explaining what the fuck you're talking about. And he just says decode the King Wen sequence, which is
So anyway, you know the time wave zero formula? I didn't have anything there. Hold on. So, you know the time wave zero formula? You know, everyone just sort of talks about constantly. You know, with the King Wen sequence and the I Ching. You know what I'm talking about, right?
you just sound like a major asshole that's like, oh, of course you know what I'm talking about. Ugh.
And then it just has this like.
This graph.
It says novelty down the side here with a bunch of decimal point numbers and this graph of. And like.
This could mean something scientific, but there's
legit,
no context.
We're not stupid people, the three of us, but we're looking at this and mean, oh, novelty was high apparently in the 70s.
In the 70s.
And the novelty was almost up to 0.11948. Novelty, which is my favorite way to measure novelty.
Look at the novelty of this graph. It's such a novel.
Don't forget, this is the time wave zero formula.
God, I can't forget about the time wave zero formula.
The graph culminates in a singularity point of infinity complexity. What does that mean?
I'm so confused now.
To better understand the concept, you can imagine a tape wrapped up in a spiral like you find in a VHS tape.
Okay.
Time goes round and round in smaller and smaller loops until eventually it runs out.
So he says time is just a VHS tape.
Yeah.
And we will run out and we could just rewind.
I don't know. It's like, I guess, because if you kind of, if you set like the tape from a VHS, which is the oddest comparison to make, out on a table, it would like unfurl itself to a degree. And at the highest point, it would take you longer if you were to move along it to get in. But the closer you got to the end, the faster it would be.
Let's make it a Mobius strip and just...
Invert it.
And so I guess his point is that time moves faster the closer you get to the end. Which...
But like the thing is, I mean, we didn't create the concept of time, but time cannot go faster unless we're, our constellation changes. Not our constellation, but our space
Uh-huh.
within.
But I think what he's actually getting at here is because it says emergence of Homo sapiens and this this visual representation of tape unfurling.
Yeah.
And it's got agricultural revolution, industrial revolution, and then it just jumps to the information age. Which, yeah, because we're now in the information age, time does feel like it's moving faster because we've essentially turned everything, because we're all interconnected in such an unbelievably complex way now because
boredom
of the internet.
Isn't a thing anymore.
Hmm?
We don't have boredom anymore.
Yeah,
so
we don't have boredom.
Boredom is when time goes the slowest.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all remember from our childhoods when
Yep.
our mom was like, "It's good to be bored. Just sit there."
And it means that every single event in our lives and the news, it's all its own microcosm, and that it's over within a snap.
Yeah.
Because we're experiencing so many different things at once.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why time moves faster, because we're filling our time more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to also state this might be completely like nothing to do with this, and it's just me grasping at straws. But the way this is done, it's like it's going into the fact that like humans were like the early humans are like tribal for like millions and millions of years, and we've only like very recently technology's gotten faster. But
Yeah.
that's just how technology works.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
better technology you have, the easier it is to get better technology.
Like, of course, it's going to go faster to go from the wheel to a computer, from a computer to a phone.
Yeah.
Like
there are
Of
fewer
course.
steps. Well, not to say there are fewer steps, but like you know what I mean. The groundwork is there.
Yeah, it's basically once we've created thing, it's a race to make things smaller and more powerful.
Make things better.
Yeah, that's
you
how
can
technology
make
works.
subsets of things easier than
Yeah.
making entirely new area
Exactly.
of things.
So, is there another meaning to the end of time? What?
Why did he say it like that? Why is end of time in quotes?
Why is he asking this question? How can there be any other meaning? Preston B. Nichols, sure, I know who that is, a supposed whistleblower,
Wicker man blower.
whistleblower who wrote books detailing time travel experiments at the Montauk Air Force Base. Sure, he did. Claimed that they were never able to time travel past 2012 because they could find no future beyond it.
Oh
Fuck
boy, that
right
doesn't
off.
sound bullshit.
Also, is this the Montauk Air Force Base? Doesn't look like an Air Force base.
No, it
Looks
looks
like a radio
very
tower.
small
Yeah.
for an Air Force base.
Oh, I think
What the fuck did I just read?
I got it. Oh, it's so long. According to him, there was a very abrupt wall there with nothing on the other side. Whether he's a crackpot or not, fuck off.
Oh, come
Why?
on. You don't get to say
No.
this. After spewing your bullshit, you're like, well, I don't know if this guy's credible. He's your source.
Whether he's a crackpot or not. What I find interesting is he did this interview in 2014 after the
Yeah.
end of time.
Why?
Maybe it's because he is a fucking crackpot.
Maybe he just wants money.
Like it's just
Read my book.
like it's just a strange thing to say considering you've already made. So why are you mentioning it?
I would think if it was truly real, like you couldn't travel past 2012, he would have told the world and then we would have had a mass panic. Because they're like, I can't see beyond it. We discovered time travel and everything, but we can't go beyond it. 2012, oh my god, we're all gonna die. But he didn't. He had an interview in 2014.
Yeah. And then Stranger Things and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind are actually both loosely adapted on these supposed experiments.
Of course they
No,
are.
they're not. They're having seen Stranger Things. No, they're not.
Yeah, I never took Stranger Things from what I've seen to be anything based on what I've just read.
No. There's also who's this guy?
Yeah, man.
Like faces just keep popping up. It's like, oh, no, what the fuck is he gonna say?
You know, this guy said it. Who the fuck is this guy? Doesn't matter. Here's another guy.
There's also a theory floating around. Sure. That we've reached the end of history. The end of history is a philosophical idea that has been talked about by such notable figures as Hegel. Who's Hegel? Marx. I know who Marx is, but I don't think he's ever talked about the end of history. And
Not
most
that I'm aware
recently, Francis Fukuyama.
We
we're
don't
just-
get explanations.
We're just swiftly
No,
moving past.
We're living through like major life events right now, and they're like, it's not gonna be history. I think it will be personally. Like,
Yeah.
you know, pandemics and wars. It's generally the things they mention in
Yeah.
history books.
At the end of history, every time he mentions end of history, he keeps quoting, like putting air quotes around it.
Yeah.
Events still happen, but humanity has reached the end of its socio-cultural
Well, that's
evolution.
bullshit.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Socio-cultural evolution.
Yeah.
This theory has nothing to do with time travel or simulation, but rather the stagnation of human progress.
Well, that's just a fucking lie right there.
Yeah, like, we've experienced so much technological development that because it's now hit a slightly slower point because of where we are with technology, it may seem that way, like we're not progressing, but we are.
Yeah, I mean, I always hear like the phrase like, "Oh, Moore's law is ending," which is like the law that says computer chips get doubled like twice as fast and half the size every 2 years. But every time someone says that, they just mean the 2 years part isn't
Yeah.
the same anymore.
Like-
They don't say chips just stop being
Uh-huh.
made or like being advanced. It's not what that means.
Yeah, because like the next development will be like proper virtual reality, which
Yeah.
we are slowly
We're
getting.
working towards.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like computers in the 80s is they're
Yeah,
not really that easily accessible because it's a burgeoning technology to put
Emerging
it.
technology.
Emerging
is the
technology,
term.
that's it. Yeah.
And not even just that, like right now, like NASA's putting up space telescopes and stuff, and we're having more understanding of the
Yeah.
universe even right now.
we have our first images of things that we originally saw from the Voyager telescopes, but in much higher clarity than we've ever been able to see. That's not a lack of human progress.
Yeah, we are not stagnating.
No.
We might be lazy fuckers, but we are not stagnating.
You're just not as used to seeing it happen in real time
Yeah.
compared to reading about it in a
Uh-huh.
book.
I also think a lot of people think that because the space race didn't go beyond us going to the moon, is that somehow that's it. We've stopped progressing as a species.
No.
It's like, sure, we might go to space again at some point, but currently we don't actually have the technology to really do anything up
Like,
there.
yeah, we don't have anything. We could go probably, but what would we do
Exactly. That's
That's
it.
what
That's-
we're trying to
go
figure out. Like,
to go back?
just
'Cause-
because we're not planning space missions, which is where, if we wanted to,
Mhm.
we could make the technology to do that. But what we're trying to figure out right now is what is the universe first and foremost,
Yeah.
and figuring out that stuff first, and then maybe try, looking at other planets
Mhm.
and finding that out and all that.
Because that's what like NASA had said is like they went to the moon twice,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and they're like we never went back again because we were like we couldn't figure out why they would go back. There was
Yeah.
nothing else to see. There was nothing else to do there.
There's no incentive. It's just at the end of the day. I mean, the moon is.
The moon.
I mean, to us, it's like we've got all this meaning behind
Mhm.
it because it's the fucking moon. But in the grand scheme of things, it's a fucking space rock. There's
Exactly.
Yeah.
nothing to do there.
We've seen the space rock. We've concluded it is a space rock.
Yep.
We set a guy on there. It was nice.
And
Yeah.
Now we don't really need to go back.
yeah,
anymore.
and we can conduct most of our research from the International Space Station or from here on Earth with all our observation technology.
Exactly. We don't go to planets or moons based on novelty.
Mm-hmm.
We go there for actual reasons.
Yes.
Space.
Space.
Yeah.
There's this I have this small anecdote about a man being on
Mm-hmm.
landing on the moon. We had when I lived in the U.S. we had a unit on conspiracy theories.
Okay.
And my teacher at the time, we were talking about her, like, yeah, the common theory that, the moon landing didn't happen. And she's like in her 50s, 60s. She was like, I will not stand for this. How dare you? I saw this on the TV. I saw it happen. And I was like, because we didn't really experience it.
Mhm.
We're like, funny theory, ha ha ha. But they actually saw it happen, and she was so like, this was monumental. Don't you
Yeah,
expect it? We made it to the fucking moon.
We've got the perspective of it being like history, so we have
Yeah.
a certain detachment to it. It's the same thing
Exactly.
with like World War like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Like, we see them more as stories
Mhm.
at this point, and sometimes it's hard for us to realize this shit actually happened.
Yeah, like some people, like people actually experience these things.
Yeah.
But the thing that gets me about the moon landing thing is that, especially when you talk about conspiracy theories, is that there's like a scale of how plausible something is based on the order of magnitude it would be to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
And the moon landing is like the best example of how much on the end of the scale you would not be able to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
And that I think the research was that it would break down within like 3 years
Oh yeah.
to keep it covered up, because you would need at least 400,000 or 500,000
Yeah.
people to
Monitor.
keep
Yeah.
Exactly.
their fucking mouth shut about it. So yeah, that
That whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, this image that's attached here, it's like a history book, and it's like 1989 fall of USSR, which was
That's not right.
that's not right.
Nope.
2004 fall of Iraq. No.
What do they mean, the fall?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't get that.
They're still there.
Yeah.
Like the dictatorship. That's a fall.
Yeah, and then they're like 2010 Middle East falls. No.
Yeah, it's still there.
That's
Yeah.
a whole region as well.
Yeah, and then 2011 is just liberal democracy.
Not even the end of liberal
No,
democracy,
just-
that's when it started. Like,
Uh-huh.
No.
And then it's just the end. Like, I'm moving past
You
this.
know.
Ugh.
I find it fitting that people think this is happening. Huh?
Jesus.
It kind of fits
Uh.
the dreamlike purgatory. What is he
What?
talking about?
Did this guy like smoke a bong before
Hmm.
posting? this?
Oh, he
Most
must
likely.
have. It's this theory I find most interesting, most when trying to research the topic of the world having already. Who regularly looks up if the world has like? Is he just checking?
You're just, you're having your dinner and like, did the world end? I don't know. Did I miss it?
At that point, like
Oh.
that's a foregone conclusion in your head. Like, yeah, the world
Yeah.
just totally ended at some point, and that's just a common fact. Like, no,
No.
No.
If you think
Oh,
If
God,
you
I'm
think-
so
you're not
done with
thinking
this.
fourth dimensionally, Marty.
if you think fourth dimensionally or beyond linear time, we can't. Like, that's not something we're capable of doing.
No.
No.
We could say that the universe is already. Yes, if you think in the grand scheme of time, and you think linearly about it, yes, the universe has ended because time
If you
and
don't
the
think-
universe
yeah,
has
everything's
to end.
linear.
It's
Like-
called the inevitable heat death of the universe.
Can I get like the sort of 50s like sound and channel for a
Oh,
second?
Um, think it's this one.
Is
Is it this one? Oh, no, it's not.
No. This is gonna be funny, I swear.
How's this one?
Hello? Okay, there we go.
Oh, that's not right. That's not right.
No.
Try now.
Hello.
Oh,
No.
Hello.
oh, I've gone too far.
I don't know what's happening. Oh,
No.
No.
No, you're not quite right.
Where are we at? Where
I don't know.
We're looking for like airplane announcements.
Like 50 sort
Oh,
of thing.
there you go.
That one.
If you think about it from a non-linear, non-subjective viewpoint, it's more like a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
Perfect.
I'm glad you made me go looking for that.
Yeah, exactly. It was worth it.
Now I got to get back to God's voice.
Oh, we're cutting all this out.
Yup. The moment it began, the end was set in stone. Yeah, again.
If you think only linearly, everything that begins and ends has ended.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we're here. We don't
Like
live in the
it's-
future. We
Uh-huh.
live in the
we
present.
think linear.
Yeah. This image also makes no sense.
It's like a space ice cream cone.
It says cosmic epochs and just doesn't actually mean anything.
It's
What?
just a bunch of information on the
It's-
screen,
it's-
and you're like,
This is just like the Hubble telescope.
Yeah, this is
idea.
what got me. Like, what is this? Why is this here? It's just like.
it just, trust us, it's just an image. Makes no sense.
I think it's supposed to be like describing how like if you look further into the universe, you'll see more back in time.
Yeah.
It's not clear though.
No.
And that's only me just trying to like make sense of this, because otherwise I've got no fucking idea.
Yeah. Perhaps the universe is in a constant cycle of expanding and contracting, the Big Bang and the Big Crunch. This is the only part where he actually makes sense, because
Yeah.
that is like an actual
Like
theory.
that's well, it's verifiable.
Uh-huh.
Like the people that actually research this shit actually say this.
Yeah.
so.
Happening over and over, and our souls are just taking. No.
Now you've
No.
lost me.
Now you've lost it.
You insert the word souls and like
That's it.
and
Yeah.
cosmic Ferris wheel, then and have all the zodiac shit. 'Cause that's the image here. You've got all of the zodiac signs around this space bullshit image. You've lost me.
Yeah. Maybe the universe is in a constant state of expansion and contraction. We wouldn't know that because, well, when it contracts, we'd eventually just. Well, in fact, when it contracts, we're probably not going to be around because that'll happen way beyond
Yeah.
our lifetimes.
It's
Humanity
it's a
would
very
just
slow process.
cease to be,
Yeah.
and then the universe would begin anew, and then maybe humanity would develop again because we are a result of very just lucky circumstances.
Mhm.
This fucking. So yeah,
And
there's.
it just ends right there, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's.
He doesn't even give a nice conclusion.
No.
It's
In
just this
conclusion, I can't
fucking
believe you
guy.
listened to all this shit.
Oh my god.
So there we go. That's the theory of if the world ended in.
To make a long
2012.
fucking story short, I shoved a whole bag of jelly beans up my ass.
Yeah. How do we end this then?
God.
Yeah.
So we went on kind of not a tangent. It was just too interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about like that specific theory a lot more than we intended.
Yeah.
To.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna split this up.
Yeah.
This theory is gonna be its own episode, and then we're gonna make a quick pause, and then we'll talk about Sean and Melina's in the next episode. So come back in 2 weeks, please.
Yeah, don't forget about us, for the love of God.
So yeah, we'll see you then. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.